Hi and welcome back to the Comfort Table. I'm Teal, this is Cian, and today we will talk about how we were deceived because we didn't know that braces were for life. So it's not exactly that the braces are for life, but that after you remove the braces, you have to wear something called retainers, and those are for life.
Yeah, so retainers are they're in something like this, and they're just this for the lower teeth and this for the upper teeth.
So the purpose of retainers is to, like the name suggests, retain the shape and the alignment of your teeth. Even after you take off braces, your teeth will still like kind of shift around, so the retainers are there to prevent them from like shifting back to the twisted shape they were before.
Originally,
When did you get braces? How old were you?
I got braces in I think either P6, primary 6 or sec 1, so like 12, 13, immediately after like all my baby teeth fell out. Yeah, so I had like really bad, like my front tooth were like this. I had like too much teeth for like the mouth space I have, so I ended up having 4 extractions, 4 teeth removed.
So 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom.
Yeah, and then after that I did braces to correct all this.
To like space them back out.
Yeah, because basically I just didn't have enough space in my mouth for all the teeth that I had.
And how long did you wear braces for?
So this was also like another part where I felt a bit scammed, because like the school dentist, the school dental nurse in primary school used to hound me to get my to get braces because my teeth was like supposedly really bad. She hounded me for so long and I couldn't get braces because all my baby teeth hasn't fallen out yet. So I basically just got harassed by her every time I went to the dentist, which was compulsory. I got that as soon as I could, and then what they used to tell me is like, oh, you probably wear braces for 2, or like in your case maybe a bit extreme, so like 3 years, and then after that you wear retainers for 2 years. What I did was I ended up wearing braces for 4 years, so all 4 years of my secondary school I was in braces, and then like for the 2 years of junior college I had retainers. It was like exactly the same number of years that there was schooling in each school.
So that's why you remember it so clearly.
Because I was like, everybody in secondary school saw me with braces and everybody in JC saw me with retainers, because the first 2 years when you wear retainers you have to wear it all the time except when you eat. So like everybody saw me with like the older version of this in my mouth every day, all day.
Yeah. So I think I got braces in around the same time as you, like when I was 13 or 14, and I only wore it for 2 years because mine wasn't so bad. I only did the upper jaw for one. I
So,
didn't
like,
have
only one
to
row.
extract any teeth because my teeth are small. My jaw is small.
No space.
There was enough space, and my issue wasn't that bad. So for me, what happened was like my canines were protruding out. So I guess in some cultures people think that it's cute. The fang teeth are cute, but what actually happened was like whenever I chewed, my canine would like tear the inside of my mouth. So I perpetually had like
Ulcers.
open wounds or ulcers on the inside here. It's not that big a deal if I chew slowly and consciously, but obviously that's not a lifelong solution, right? So that's why I got braces to like press them back in and straighten them out. Yeah, because the other thing that happened was like the incisor, the tooth that's next to the canine, I think, was also like turned inwards because it was like pushed out, so it was like, turned in, or something like that lah.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
I only did half the jaw. I did it for 2 years, and I wore retainers all the time for 1 year because I remember I didn't wear it in JC, so I only wore it in secondary school. Yeah.
I also remembered, like, the reason why the dentist told me to get braces was because of how my teeth was angled, right? It made it really hard to brush, and it was also really difficult to floss, and also I was a kid and I didn't know how to floss properly. So it made me prone to any like tooth decay because of how difficult it is to brush my teeth. So that's why I was really recommended to get braces. I mean, I don't regret getting it since anyway I've already gone through it, like all the pain and all that, but I definitely did not know that I would be wearing this for the rest of my life. I cheat a bit. I wear it like once a week nowadays, so that I don't have to keep brushing it and all that stuff. And my previous pair lasted me a decade before I had to change to this.
So this is your second pair?
This is my second pair of retainers.
I'm already on my third pair, I think.
Of retainers.
Yeah, because I wear it more often. And also I grind my teeth at night, so
they
it
wear out
wears
faster.
down.
Yeah, and this is like going to be an expense that you continue paying. Like one full
For-
set with consultation, this cost me like $384. And it's at the National Dental Clinic, which is like subsidized.
Yeah, it's like the national...
It's
under the national
Singapore's-
healthcare
yeah.
system, so it's subsidized.
Yeah, whereas if you get it at a private clinic, it will obviously be more expensive. So, okay, this is like us as an adult, right? But then, like, for anyone who has had braces, let's talk a bit about, like, let's go back to the start when we first had braces and,
Yeah.
like, how it was like.
It was like so painful, you know, it's like something perpetually pressing on your teeth.
How often do you had braces adjustments?
I forgot, it was so long ago.
Mine was something like 6 to 8 weeks. They kept it really tight because they didn't want. They kept it really tight, but then like the downside was that NDC, National Dental Centre, is like the Singapore the national centre, right? So it was very full.
I also did it at NDC.
Yeah, so there, like I think if you waited, there could have been a subsidy. But then if I waited, I'll have to wait 2 years. By then my teeth would. It would be harder to adjust my teeth, right? So in the end, my parents paid the full price, which was like initially supposed to be about 4,000. I suppose it went more than that because I did it for so many years. So it was not subsidized. I think if it was subsidized, if I waited 2 years for it to be subsidized, it would supposedly have been about 2,000, but it would probably have been more. So I'm glad I got it done earlier because it ended up taking much longer than it was supposed to.
It was just
every
like...
time the adjustment was really painful.
There's this like wire in your mouth, so when they adjust, they change the shape of the wire to...
So that you pull
Yeah.
the teeth in the direction that they want it to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in band for all 4, actually not just the 4 years, but I was in band for like the whole time that I was wearing braces and retainers. So I had to, and I play a brass instrument, so there's a mouthpiece that you put on your lip, you rest on your lip and then you blow air through it, right? So I played the trombone and I was wearing braces and retainers for all the years that I was playing it.
I guess it wasn't so bad with the retainers.
The retainers were not that bad, but the braces were quite bad. If you practice too hard, you will get ulcers more easily just because it's like instead of a flat surface of a teeth, you have like metal resting against the mouthpiece, right? It was not that bad because mine was a bigger mouthpiece. If I played an instrument with a smaller mouthpiece like the trumpet or the French horn, it would be much worse because it would be like concentrated here, which means it will like rest more directly on like
On
the
the where
metal
the
part.
brackets are, yeah.
Yeah, there was another senior who was playing the euphonium, which has a similar size mouthpiece to the trombone. She also had braces, and hers was like the protruding teeth kind, so I think she might have felt it worse just by nature of her mouth shape. Yeah, but it's possible. Don't let your dentist tell you it's not possible. It's possible. My dentist was like, "Oh, you play the trombone, maybe not possible." No, it's doable.
When there's a will, there's a way.
No, as in it's not even that it gives you more ulcer. It's just that it changes your mouth shape, so it takes a while for you to. If you played the instrument before having braces, it takes a while for you to find back your ambrosia and all that stuff.
But I guess because it's like a gradual change, you will gradually adjust.
That's like after that, right? After you already have the braces. But initially, when you first have the braces, it actually pushes your lips
outwards.
Yeah, so that in itself created a bit of a change. And then when I took out my retainers, like when I stopped wearing it full time, right, I was like, I felt like my face suddenly went like, especially in the side view, I felt like you know, like my lips suddenly went like,
Even now, it feels a bit weird that there's like
space.
so much gap in between my teeth and like the inside of my mouth. I think like it's some leftover perception of when I used to have braces.
Yeah. Random question. So, you had the braces that had the coloured bands on the thing, right?
Yeah.
What colour was your favourite? Or like what colour do you use the most often? Or do you always change?
I always changed, but I always stuck to the same few colours. So for example, I would never pick like red or orange or pink or something like that. I would go for like blue, green, black.
Oh, I've never tried black. I felt like I should have tried more colours. I think I started with blue because that was what the dentist first put on me, right? I think it was like a very neutral colour. Then like I think I had blue for quite a while, then I just went with white because it was the least obvious, even though it's like it got slightly yellow over the 8 weeks before adjustment, but it was not that bad. And then I just never changed colour. So boring, right?
Boring, yeah. I remember there was once I went back for a retainer review. So they check whether the retainer still fits or whatever. So I went in and then the dentist was still typing on the computer. So the nurse asked me, oh, what colour would you like today? And I'm like, I don't have braces anymore. And then she was like, oh, sorry. And then after that, when I actually sat down in the chair and then passed the dentist my retainer to, check the condition, check whether it fits, blah, blah, blah. Then the dentist was like, oh, so how often are you wearing your retainers? I'm like, twice a week. And she's like, that's impossible. I only tell people who have been wearing it for 10 years to wear once or twice a week. Then I'm like, I have taken off my braces for more than 10 years. And then she was like,
she mistook you for someone.
Yeah, so I guess like both of them thought I was a lot younger than I actually am.
Because I think the age that people wear braces in Singapore also differs.
Yeah.
I guess like I could afford to get it as soon as possible because my parents were okay to pay without waiting for the subsidy. If we had waited, then it would have been later, for example. And there are people who like do it in adulthood.
The other thing that was a pain in the ass when I was wearing braces is brushing my teeth and flossing. You have to like pay special attention when you brush it because like there's just you have
There's
to
a lot
maneuver
more
around.
angles.
Yeah.
I used to have that. It's like a little stick with bristles, like sort of like how you wash a bottle, but that. So I'll use that to push up into the gaps between the metal wire and my teeth.
Yeah. And then the other annoying thing was like when you were wearing retainers in school, like after recess, you would have to like go and brush your teeth in the toilet before the.
All my friends, right, know that I carry a set of toothbrush and toothpaste in my pocket for recess because I have. Oh no, even when I wore braces, I also brush my teeth every time. Because I was really scared of like, if I didn't do it, that the area of my teeth that's exposed and the area that was underneath the braces would be very differently coloured. After every meal, I'll brush my teeth. Then like everybody in secondary school knew that I always carry a toothbrush and toothpaste, and it was something that I was very embarrassed about at that age. Because at that age you want to fit in, right? But I was this person who always had like this little packet of like.
But it's not like you were the only kid who wore braces.
I was the only kid in my class who had braces.
But not in the school.
Not in the school, but I never saw anybody else brushing their teeth.
Oh.
And Singapore doesn't have a culture where people brush their teeth usually after work. I mean after meal times. I do know of like one colleague who does it. I've never actually seen people brush. Not like in Korea where it's very common for people to brush after meals. Yeah. It's very common there. I realised one good reason, right, is because their soups have a lot of pepper flakes. If you don't brush, there's a very high risk of having like red stuff on your teeth after you eat. So it's it's a good habit also. Yeah. When I knew about that in uni, I was like, damn it, if I've been in Korea, I mean, not that, but like, if everybody else around me had brushed their teeth after meals, I wouldn't have felt so not say ostracized, because my friends didn't really care, but I would, after recess, you'd be like, I have to go to the toilet because I gotta brush my teeth, it's a bit like... Yeah, but my friends are fine with it.
It's not only lunchtime, right? Like every time you eat, you will have to brush your teeth.
But I think one good thing that came out of it was that I didn't keep eating, even though I was a very hungry teenage growing person.
The thing is, I still ate whatever they told me I couldn't eat. Like, they say when you have braces, you can't eat like hard foods.
Or like sticky foods.
Or like, okay, I didn't eat sticky foods, but I would just eat like fruits. I would just take the whole fruit and bite into it.
Oh, I didn't do that. Because it could damage your braces. Yeah, I didn't do that.
But I was very careful and I bit very, very... It's not like I just ate with reckless abandon. Yeah. After
braces, I think one of the first things that I had to learn how to do was how to bite into an apple properly. Because like I didn't like bite into a whole apple for so long. And then like, it also felt like, because my teeth was always held by something, that they now suddenly felt weaker because there was nothing holding them.
Yes.
So I was super afraid that anything would happen to them.
Yeah, and they would like suddenly shift out.
But I have to say though, like, I still have that fear sometimes because like every time I don't wear my retainers for like more than a week, right, and I put them back, I can feel like, oh, they are very difficult to fit
They're very tight, right?
Yeah, so that means they've shifted. And like, do you know of people who don't wear retainers?
I'm sure I know people, but
I've only heard of
probably
one
have to ask
person.
around.
Yeah, I've only heard of one person and they're like, oh yeah, my retainers don't fit me anymore. They've not fit me for years. Then I'm like, you spend so much time and effort going through braces, and now you don't wear retainers, and because of that, your teeth might go back to the way it was.
I mean, it's their choice, right?
I feel like wearing braces and like the pain it's put me through has made me like kind of like be a bit paranoid about my teeth. Is one way to put it. Another way is like to try and take better care of my teeth. Is another way to like the positive side of it.
One good outcome that came of it was so I have a sweet tooth, but because of braces I couldn't eat sticky things, so I actually didn't eat candy.
So you kind of like
so I just didn't
really touch
eat much candy for the whole time I had braces and retainers.
I think it sort of like made me only eat at meal times because I had to brush my teeth.
But I think the reverse happened to me because after I stopped wearing braces, it was kind of like a rebound, and then I just like didn't really care about my
ate all the and you ate all the stuff.
And I wasn't very like fastidious about flossing, brushing after I took them off, which is not the best. Please brush your teeth and floss your teeth.
Yeah. Sometimes I still get dreams about like my teeth, like I don't know, getting damaged, or like that I still have braces and like, I'm never gonna get them off. And I'm like, so I do still have a fear or like you know, whatever residue from wearing braces.
Braces isn't a quick fix. They only talk about having to wear retainers all the time for like the 2 years after that, right? They don't talk about
the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But with that said, do you regret getting braces?
I feel like I kinda lost out because mine was a very minor fix. And yet I still have to do this for the rest of my life like everybody else who had more serious alignment problems. But I don't regret it. It's still better than macerating the insides of my mouth every time I eat. And I did get some good things out of it. I learned how to control my sweet tooth. One of my ex-colleagues was very amazed that I can like open a bag of Pocky and eat only like 3 Pocky and keep the rest for the rest of the week. Yeah.
I don't have quite that amount of self-control, but I can keep half the pack. I can keep half the pack. Yeah, so for me, I think because my situation was much worse, I don't regret getting braces. But with that being said, I feel like even 12-year-old me would have wanted to know that this was, you know, part of the package deal. Yeah, I was like, I thought it was just for 2 years. It has been a lie. That's it. I mean, it's a relatively small offset, I guess. I only wear this once a week. And I replace my retainers hopefully once every 10 years. So it's probably not that much of an expense. So, yeah. I just felt a bit scammed when I realised I had to wear it for the rest of my year. Yeah, and it was like not as... Because like my dad paid for the old pair, right? So I didn't know how much it would cost. I was like...
But this time you paid for it.
Yeah, this time I paid for it. So I was like... I guess. Anyway, I guess that's our braces experience. It's
with beauty comes with pain. Although I wouldn't say this is just like... I mean,
there's a health reason for it.
Yeah, we both did it for health reasons and not for cosmetic reasons. Cosmetic benefit was just like a side effect.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's been our experience. I have no idea whether it's any useful nowadays with all the new dental technology coming up, but I just wanted to rant about retainers. Anyway,
let us know if you've also had retainers or if you have
currently wear braces or any other forms of teeth correcting device. I don't know what they're called nowadays. Yeah. And
remember to brush your teeth.
Definitely.
Very important.
That's all for today.
Yep. We'll see you next time.
Bye.